NFL Network did a little thing sort of mocking a few trades, like if the Bears decided to stay with Justin. This will make the Justin Fields fans happy. I mean, you would be talking about a pretty impressive haul, depending on which of these you believe and how far back a team. Obviously, the further down the draft board we go, the more impressive the haul is. People thinking that they're getting multiple first-round picks from like Washington or New England, it seemed far-fetched to us. I know Schefter kind of floated that out with Waddle and Sylvie, but man, I don't know. And the guy at NFL Network and NFL.com who's kind of an expert in all this, that does a lot of this stuff, he certainly is more in line with us. You're not getting future first-round picks from Washington to move up one spot.
Yeah,
it ain't happening. I mean,
I don't believe that.
It'd be so reckless on Washington's part.
Right.
It really would be, especially with a new GM, a new owner. It's just there's nothing in the history of the league that is giving you any sort of guideline like that this is fair value.
To move up one spot.
It would blow the whole thing to smithereens.
If you got a second and a fourth, I think you'd be doing backflips.
So he speculates one thing that could happen here if they swap with the Commanders would be getting, and I think you even hit on this, you get both second-round picks. You get yours back and you get Washington's.
Right.
Which is 36 and 40 overall. Okay?
Which the Bears need. Believe it or not, the Bears need it.
Yes. You also get Washington. Remember I told you Washington's got a compensatory pick?
Yes.
You'd also get Washington's compensatory pick at the end of the third round, and the Bears would also send the Bears would just send their, top pick this year, obviously, to Washington. And Washington pays about a 25% premium based on the chart total to move up that one spot.
But they secure the individual that they want.
Correct.
Right.
Yes, but you're not getting future first-round picks.
Right. So then your choice would be Drake May or Jaden Daniels if you're the Bears. And remember, I always said this thing works out. If you move back with Washington, are they 2 or 3? They're 2, right?
2. Yep.
You move there, then your choice is May or Daniels. If you at any point look at this thing and you evaluate with all your people, you get into the meeting room and say, let's rank these guys. And if Caleb Williams isn't crystal clear number 1 on everybody's list, other guys got him second, other guys got him third, other guys, then you can't, you find out what your consensus is at the quarterback, and that's the guy that you then target. If you're going quarterback.
Yes, right.
If you're going quarterback.
In the scenario where New England goes up to 1 because you're paying more of a premium.
You might get next year's number 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
You swap picks, obviously, this year. You get New England's second this year, a first next year, and a third in 2026. New England pays a 26% premium in this position to move up 2
because
spots.
of the theoretical demand that's out there.
Yes. Now is where it really gets interesting. And he even writes, this could be far-fetched because of the Daniel Jones problem in New York. But what if the Giants make a big move? What if? They'll deal with the damage. Look, they got to eat it this year anyway, probably. At worst, you find a young quarterback. Who knows how they would deal with that? He does write that this is a little more far-fetched because of the Daniel Jones thing. There's really no out for them until after next year. That's why you shouldn't sign players like Daniel Jones, even to short-term deals. Just it's a cautionary tale.
If they're not
for
a premium quarterback, don't pay him premium money.
It's a cautionary tale to everyone. You're like, well, it's a short term. It's 2 years. It was idiotic for them to sign him when they did, and it looks even more idiotic now because he's not good. So in this scenario where the Giants are moving way up, Bears get they swap obviously 1st to 6, 2024 second round pick from the Giants, 2024 third round pick, 2025 and 2026 first round picks. Giants pay 28% premium to move up 5 spots. That, now.
That one feels good.
Now you're getting 2 future firsts, and you're getting a second and a third this year.
Now, what if you think your guy is Jaden Daniels? Are you willing to do that? Maybe he's sitting there at 6 for you?
Doubt he's going to be there.
Well, we just watched a mock draft that had him there.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeremiah's.
Yeah. So there you go.
Jeremiah's does have him there.
Right.
Right? Going to New York.
Absolutely.
And then the last one, how about this? Atlanta. Big move up. Bears trade their first overall pick and Khalil Herbert to get the 8th pick from Atlanta, Bijan Robinson, a 2024 third-round pick, so a third-round pick this year, a first-round pick in 2025 and a second-round pick in 2026. Not the 2 first-rounders because you're getting Bijan Robinson, and you're getting 4 years of control, remember, because he's a first-rounder.
Why
so
do you want Bijan Robinson?
I wouldn't mind that so much, only because you're swapping out a younger player who's probably more dynamic for Khalil Herbert anyway. And, you get 4 years out of Bijan. I wouldn't mind that. I would take it. And I think he's a more dynamic player.
I'd want the draft equity.
You'd want the draft pick?
I want drafts. I want picks.
You'd want the first-round
yeah.
pick?
What do I need another running back for?
Believe it or not, I wouldn't, rail against that one.
Nah, I don't need a running back. What do I need?
I know what you mean, but...
Why do I need a running back?
So you'd rather just get the first-round pick again?
You're not making a compelling case.
My only case would be...
The case is Bijan's better than Khalil Herbert.
Well, but Jurko's saying you
It's
want the
running
capital.
back.
You'd want the first-round pick.
You'd still need a running back, though.
I got
Well, no,
Khalil
they've got
Herbert
Khalil and they've got
I got
Roshan.
Roscoe
No,
Johnson.
not if they trade Khalil Herbert, though. In
Well,
this
they wouldn't
scenario,
trade. I don't think you would do that.
No,
I don't
they're
think
not
that's what would
trading
happen.
them.
That's what I'm saying, Adam. That's not
They're not
happening.
swapping
You're
running
getting.
backs.
You're not swapping players. You're getting another first-round pick. That's what it would be.
Right.
Because you're getting. The only reason they're not getting 2 firsts in this scenario, like they did from the Giants, is because of the swap of running backs.
Yeah.
Jurko's point is.
There's no running back.
Jurko's point is, I'd
value to
rather
give
just
up
have the
next
first-round
pick. Yes.
pick.
100%.
The only argument I could make, you're not going to like it.
No, you make your argument. This is what we're here for. We're here to make arguments. Whether I like it or not doesn't matter.
We very much see eye to eye on running backs. The only argument I would make was 4 years of Bijan to me is pretty sexy. And while I would never spend my own first-round pick on a running back, we know that these days, unless I'm picking maybe 31st or 32nd. We know that. It's well established if you've listened to this show for the last decade. 4 years of Bijan to me, under a very with great cost certainty to have that kind of dynamic playmaker that might be a little bit more than just a running back. I could live with it. But what you would very easily throw back in my face is you would never spend a first rounder on a running back anyway, Carm. And so why wouldn't I just want that first rounder for something more important?
And it's not like Atlanta suddenly goes to the top of the heap in the NFC. I don't believe that at all.
Well, you wouldn't want him to
with whatever they're going to draft at that position at 1, depending upon which quarterback they believe is the best quarterback. That doesn't vault them to number 1. They've got a lot of problems. That defensive line is a problem over there. I don't know if you watched them play last year against the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I know.
They had 2 interior linemen that had no business being in football. But they were there. They've got no business in football. Every one of the defensive linemen, interior linemen the Chicago Bears had could be absolute starters instantaneously, including Zach Pickens and the kid that never played from Kutztown State or Townsend State or whoever he was in the 5th round. That's how bad they are. They got holes. They've got problems in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So if they think they're just fixing things by not addressing that defensive line, they've got problems. It'll be interesting to see what Atlanta does on the defensive line. So that's more important to them, I believe, than worrying about who your running back is. And they've got a second running back over there that's a stud, too.
The kid from BYU can play.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He can play. It would be kind of fun to have Roshan and Bijan together for the next few years, wouldn't it? That'd be something. When it's all said and done.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but again, draft equity. I want picks more than I want just the player to come on over.
So instead of that second rounder in 2026, you want a first rounder and say keep Bijan.
Right. And Herbert still gives you, 5 yards of rush in his career?
Yeah. He's about just maybe a touch under. Yeah, he's about 5 yards of rush. The only thing is he's a couple years older, obviously. So you're running out of his rookie deal.
And then you're going to say goodbye to him.
Yeah.
And you'll send him on his merry way, and you'll get somebody else in.
Yeah.
Running backs.
Well, that would be the swap. That would be the
dozen guys. Dime a dozen.
The interesting part about the swap would be you're gaining an extra year.
How did you waffle on this?
From the well, I'm not. I'm not, but I got to admit it's a little intriguing because you're getting a 5th year because he's a first rounder.
Why not get Saquon then? If you
stop it!
If you got a want for the running back
being
position,
ridiculous.
Why am I now being ridiculous?
Well, because you're being ridiculous.
What's it going to cost you? $11 million? $12 million?
Saquon?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going running back crazy,
Bijan's got cost certainty.
You've got running back fever. What's wrong with you?
Stop.
RB fever. What happened to you? I lost you.
All right, we'll grab some of your calls on this. If you got thoughts, you can ring us up. It's Carmen and Jurko. We'll be right back.